Hello and welcome. You're watching HCN News Channel and Entertainment. Today, in this Good Morning Goa show, which has now come back again with a different format, we have with us Goa's own young minister in the Manohar Parrikar-led government, Mr. Vijai Sardesai. Welcome, sir.
Yeah.
To start the show, let us first go through the headlines that are making rounds. With the most of the newspapers that have taken today is your visit to Sonsoro, whereas with Herald saying Vijay raises a sting, makes a surprise visit to Sonsoro, and CM Parrikar is likely to visit the Sonsoro site today. The second lead, which was the big news yesterday also, that is Yogi Adityanath becoming the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. And then very sadly we have a youth of age 31 dying in an accident near the airport. Apart from the others, we also look at the cultural events that have been happening over the last 1 week, and we see the Shigmo parade in Margaon that enthralled the Madgaonkars. The Navin Times says Smart City SPV rolls in, which is basically about the Panjim city's smart city conversion. And then, as I said, Yogi Adityanath taking the center stage of most of the papers today. To begin with, an interaction with you, very importantly, Sonsoro has been an issue very close to you, and I would like to know your views on that.
Sonsoro has been one of the biggest eyesores to Margaon. It is an issue where several politicians have tried their luck, but have failed. Now, I'm not talking about the plant. There is almost a Sonsoro hill which is now evolved due to dumping of non-biodegradable waste outside the Sonsoro plant area. I went privately yesterday there and have surveyed that hill. Now the challenge is to get that hill out of that place and reclaim that area for the sake of the people of Goa, especially the people of Kurtori and Fatorda. Because not only an eyesore, it's in a state of neglect. There is leachate that trickles down, has spoiled the groundwater in the area. So I think after formation of our government, we cannot only talk about general issues. We have to tackle specific issues facing the people, problems facing the people, and give solutions as fast as possible. As far as the Sonsoro hill goes, the challenge is that before the monsoons, we have to significantly reduce it. That's a challenge. Because even if we go for a tender, I don't think the tender is not going to be finalized before the monsoons. So if a monsoon goes on that hill, I don't know what can happen to the whole thing. So I am keen that we solve that issue. I am not going with Mr. Manohar Parrikar, Honorable Chief Minister, there today. But we are going to Saligaon, where there was a similar hill opposite the plant that has now come up there. And the GSIDC got rid of that hill. So I am going to see how they did it. And I am going to explore possibilities of replicating the same thing here, so that before the onset of this year's monsoons, we have considerably succeed in trying to reduce that hill. That is my challenge, and that's what I'm going to take on as the first issue after becoming a minister. So any other thing is very easy to solve. Sonsoro has been something which people have only given big gyan on, but nothing has ever happened. So we need to do things which are impossible, and this is one of the almost impossible tasks.
But given that a council led by you has been in place in Margaon.
No, see, it's beyond the council. The councils in Goa have limited resources, have their own problems. So this is not something which the council can easily do. But the council is doing its bit, but it's slow.
What are the drawbacks that?
The drawbacks are this. We are talking about segregation, and we are talking about a plant being operational. This is one issue. Now this is decades old of garbage, mixed garbage that has directly been dumped there. There was a shed there of the Margao municipality when they had tried to attempt an earlier plant. Now this hill has become twice the size of that shed. So you can imagine, it's like my house. Twice the size of the house is a hill which was not a hill. This is just a dump which has become a hill. So we are in a very piquant situation. We have a massive health hazard waiting if we don't clear that. And we have a eyesore that actually all the beautification I may do. I may make Fatorda into a city into a rural urban city that actually exudes Goinkarpon. But this eyesore will actually dilute the whole thing. So I've got to tackle this first. And I'm going to do it very sincerely. Today the Honorable Chief Minister and myself are going to go to Saligaon, understand what they did to get rid of it, and try to use every government machinery wherever possible to tackle this issue on a war footing.
So are you intending to bring in some new technology like the Saligaon plant here?
No. The plant is another story. Okay. Here we are talking only of reducing the dump.
Okay.
The dump which is outside.
Fine. Moving on next to Yogi Adityanath becoming the CM of Uttar Pradesh.
Yeah.
What is your view on that?
So, I represent a political party which is regionalistic. We are thinking of only Goa. We say Goa first. UP's CM has actually that way no bearing on Goa. I am not even reading news which is national these days, because I feel that we've got to solve Goa's problems in a different way. Okay. Goa has a distinct identity, a distinct history, and a distinct politics. So Yogi Adityanath's style of politics can never come to Goa, and we are there not to allow it to come to Goa. This is one. The second thing is the BJP has chosen in its wisdom Yogi Adityanath to become the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. And his first thing is that he has trained his guns on corruption, on graft. He has asked all his ministers assets and of their income and the details of their income and assets. So I think he must have started on a good note. But I'm not much concerned about what happens in UP. We are more concerned about what is Goa. And the support that we gave is not to Yogi Adityanath. We gave a conditional letter of support to Manohar Parrikar. And I know there is a distinct difference between Manohar Parrikar and Yogi Adityanath.
But would Vijai Sardesai had said the same thing if it was 4 months back when he was accusing the BJP?
4 months back is the past. According to me now, the past is the past. The future is Goa first.
So
that's it. It's not worth discussing the past.
Moving ahead, even in the media circles yesterday, there was a lot of discussion with regard to road accidents and deaths due to road accidents. And we see that yesterday, just near the airport, in a road accident, a youth lost his life. So
it's very unfortunate that many youth are falling, are having to lose their lives because of road accidents in Goa. I think there is a great need for awareness. Also a movement, something on the lines of Marg, which Mr. Gurunath Kelkar is heading, is creating awareness amongst the people of Goa as to their responsibilities on the road. See, it's not only your right, it's also your obligation to behave responsibly as a citizen. I think Goa's roads are being widened. Goa is now be getting transformed. So you know that careless fashion of crossing, and, you know, being drinking and driving, or driving without helmets. These are all going to take their toll.
Okay.
And you're going to see results which are going to be fatal for the people who are irresponsible. I feel very bad when, you know, somebody just has a drink and is going home, but has one extra drink and makes a small mistake and he dies. But that's the price one has to pay if you are irresponsible nowadays. So it's unfortunate, but you know, I think Road Safety Week should not only remain a slogan, it should be implemented. I think the police in Goa needs to tighten the screws, especially on violations of all sorts, overspeeding, no helmet. You know, these need to be implemented. Drunken driving. I think drunken driving, you see what's happening in Bombay. You know, you may have whatever influence, you may be a minister, but after one drink you will never drive. You will say, I'll come in a taxi. But in Goa that's not happening. Because they say, you know, I am known. What is going to happen? That guy is not going to take action. I think one has to implement it a little vigorously, and that will bring some amount of discipline on the roads. It's not going to be it's not going to be a very popular step to take, but it is a step that is the need of the hour.
So in this, since you're also talking about drunken driving,
Yeah.
there's an important issue right now going on with regard to, you know, under the Bharatmala project, a road widening is there, and there are proposals for road widening. At the same time, there's a Supreme Court direction to ban sale of liquor within the 500 meters radius, and there's a lot of right now agitation going from the liquor sellers'
Yeah.
perspective.
I completely sympathize with the persons who are in the liquor trade. The Supreme Court nowadays is, I think, coming out with orders which are actually shaking the whole country. One such order is this. Now, Goa is a small state. If you say 500 meters from the highway, everything is 500 meters from the highway. So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to destroy the ethos of Goa? Although I say that, you know, there have been deaths because of drunken driving, I also would like to tell the people of the country that we are the most responsible drinkers. Goans know what to drink and how much to drink. You don't find a Goan fallen on the road drunk every day. Although the tourists don't know to handle their drink. So I believe that, you know, this order of the Supreme Court is completely, it can paralyze the tourism industry. It is the government's obligation to find a way out. And I think the Chief Minister has spoken in that regard. And I will also push for it, that the issues of the liquor traders will be solved by necessary, amendments to acts or whatever. But we'll try to do it at the earliest.
The next issue that is coming to fore in the last week has been the Daniel McLaughlin murder.
Yeah.
And we're seeing not just this, but also with regard to local women, there are sexual assault cases increasing. How about the women's safety in the state?
See, this Daniel McLaughlin murder, I went to the police station in Kanakon and, tried to get myself briefed about what the whole issue was. It appears to be a stray incident. There is no sort of conspiracy in that murder. So, I don't think we can paint the whole of Goa with one brush. There are many in the tourism industry in the country who want to defame Goa. So Goans have to come out and very clearly say that one murder should not be, should not be a excuse to beat our tourism industry, saying international women are not secure in Goa. Once in a while, these things happen everywhere. In this case, it is not a case wherein she's been raped and murdered on the road. She's been raped and murdered by a person whom she had befriended. This is the case history. So, that's where you make the wrong choice. It's unfortunate that she has died. It's unfortunate that she befriended also a person whose antecedents were not very good. So that's unfortunate. We in the government have expressed our sympathy with her parents and with her next of kin, as well as told the people of the state that we are concerned about women's safety of international tourists. Even we have reassured the tourism industry that our entire police machinery is at their disposal for maintaining safety and security of tourists. In Hindi we have a saying called Atiti Deva Bhava, meaning being that the tourist is to be treated, hospitality to be given to a tourist is equivalent to God. So we are committed to that maxim, and I have also requested the Director General Police to either himself remain present or to say that to send some top police official for a solidarity meet that is being held tomorrow in Katkon, for the by all the people with the tourism trade, in order to tell the world population that we are serious about tackling crime against women and that this is a stray incident. Don't allow Goa to be defamed because of this incident. So I think the police also need to be there, and with their presence make it a token of actually reassuring the public our commitment towards women's safety.
So this is and what? How about the local population when girls we see as young as 8-year-old being raped?
These are things which should not happen. We are a civilized society. An 8-year-old girl being raped is uncivilized. It is barbaric. So such type of barbaric incidents, one has to come down on it with a very heavy hand. Some cases have remained undetected. It is a shame that these cases have remained undetected. And I think it is very sad that when a rape happens in Delhi, you put candles. When in Goa you put candles. Nearby happened in Delhi, there were candles in Goa. There was a rape in Vasco of a Goan girl, but no candles were put by anyone. So it's unfortunate that sometimes the girl, if she's at the lower strata of society, she goes unsung and goes neglected. This is a sad commentary on our entire society, not only on the government or on somebody, but we are becoming increasingly callous, insensitive to the plight of the sufferer or to the suffering. So that's unfortunate. But I think we need strong enforcement in this case and quick action. Quick action, stringent punishment, and quick stringent punishment will be a good deterrent to anybody thinking in terms of such barbaric actions in the future.
So as a minister in this new government, you would be moving ahead.
But at this moment, I think let the portfolios be, let us stabilize ourselves. Let's get into the groove, and then we'll take each and every issue sincerely.
Moving from that, something more political with regard to Girish Chodankar. A complaint has been filed against him by the BJP, and Girish Chodankar alleging that 1,000 crore have been exchanged and to lure MLAs to form the government. What is your...
See, Girish Chodankar is a joker whom the Congress has put up now, because their senior leadership is not at all keen to do all these tamashas that he is doing. I challenged him that day to tell the number of zeros that come in the figure of 1,000 crores. And I said, was he to say those zeros offhand, I would even resign as an MLA. See, he's talking from the head. It's an irresponsible allegation that they're making. the Congress should first look at itself. Why the single largest party could not stake claim to form the government? Why? Is it because they offered them money? So in other words, if somebody offers you money, you are going to run away. So why are you there in the business? Don't give this. See, this is a clear-cut case of grapes being sour. Girish Chodankar has made a wild claim to come in to hog some cheap publicity. And he is a guy who is the only fellow talking nowadays, because the rest of everyone has gone back to sleep. So he is somehow, with all this cheap tactics, he wants to come in the limelight. And he gets a fair share of publicity by doing nothing, just by issuing one statement. So I think one shouldn't give much credence to Girish Chodankar. He is a guy who could not even win a municipal election here. You asked Digambar Kamath about him. He had given him responsibility for 2 wards in the Margao Municipal Council. And the elections of Margao Municipal Council then were fought by me and Digambar in alliance. He could not win a single seat that was given to him, including his own councillor seat earlier. So this man is irrelevant. He is the so-called new generation of the Delhi High Command, who is not in touch with the grassroots, who wears that those fancy earbuds and with the iPad, but doesn't know what actually is happening in Goa. He is the person who has interfered in everything, and he is one of the persons responsible for sabotaging our alliance. And if we had an alliance with the Congress, today Vijai Singh himself is saying we would have been 23 seats, and it would have been a pre-poll alliance which 100% would have been given a chance to form the government. But that was sabotaged by 1 or 2 leaders of the Congress, one among whom is certainly Girish Chodankar.
Moving out from this political perspective, in the same FIR under section 501 also had been placed, which indirectly attacks the media. Do you think is
no, that's wrong. That is wrong. I don't think the media should have been targeted, and I think the government will make amends with it immediately. I think the president of the Goa Union of Journalists has been assured by the chief minister, and let us wait for him to do the necessary correction. It was not in good taste.
Apart from all this, let's come to the cultural perspective. And Margao yesterday had the Shigmo float parade and some very interesting, unique features.
So the first thing is, you have to give me credit that within 1 week of coming to power, I have done what we wanted to do for the last 5 years. See, we wanted the Shigmo parade to be shifted at the same venue as the Carnival parade. And this is a new venue. The new venue is from Old Market Circle to Damodar Ling. This parade, this route has been prescribed by the collector and by the traffic authorities as a safe route for the viewer, for the fans who come to see the thing, as well as for the troops and for the floats. Now, I had managed to shift the carnival to this venue with our new council, and always there used to be an accusation that will Vijay also shift the Shigmo? Why should these new rules only apply to carnival? So I have managed to shift the Shigmo to this new route. This new route will now be called the Culture Avenue, because there is this Ravindra Bhavan there, and we will beautify this place. Next year you will find that it will be much more comfortable to come and see our Carnival and Shigmo. Carnival and Shigmo in Marga, in Fatorda, will be the thing to watch next year. Rather than go to Panjim, you may come to Fatorda, you will see it more comfortably, and you will see the same thing that is there, and you will see better organized Carnival and Shigmo. So I think I am very happy because of this. Secondly, in Shigmo there used to always be, I don't know whether you can recall that, but there used to always be counter claims and two Shigmos being held. One used to be of the ruling dispensation, and one used to be of the antagonist. There was Damu Naik holding it first, and the group of Digambar Kamath used to hold something the next day. This year, we managed to unite everyone. Actually, it is supposed to do it. So I instructed the municipality that give it to the people who started it. So I got one Vijai Lotlikar, whose father is actually one of the founding members of this, bringing this Shigmo and organizing this Shigmo in Margao. His son has now been the president, appointed the president, and I think they successfully organized the Shigmo well yesterday. So the Shigmo cannot be political. The politician himself becomes the president there and shows off. Actually, they had told me to be the president of it. I said, no, it should be with you, the people who had started it. And culture should not be polluted by politicians. I am of that strong view. And we have actually practiced what we have preached all along. And yesterday, Fatorda has seen first time a Shigmo happening there. And the same route as the carnival, well organized. The municipality and all the factions have come together. And I think one has to give me credit for initiating this. You have to give me credit. And I am happy that this has happened.
Certainly, I will do that. And while I say that Shigmo being one of the essence of Goinkarpan.
Yes.
So everybody has been now talking about Goinkarpan, and they would want to know what Goinkarpan is. And no better person than to ask Mr. Vijai Sardesai as to how he pursues Goinkarpan.
See, in Kokani, Goinkarpan would be Kokani मनशाचे मनीसपण. Goinkarpan in English would be Goanness. In Kokani, it would be a Kokani speaking person's monispana is Goinkarpan. Now, the whole discourse shifting to Goinkarpan post elections is because of the step that we have that I have taken to support the BJP government of Manohar Parrikar. Now, they are trying to say that this Goinkarpan has actually been diluted with me supporting Parrikar. This is completely wrong. The Honorable Chief Minister is going on record saying that this is a government of Goinkarpan, what I call a Goinkarwadi Sarkar, wherein the son of the soil gets prominence. He gets prioritization of the interest of the sons of the soil. So what are we talking of? We are in the 50th year of our historic opinion poll. What did the opinion poll prove to the rest of the country? It was the only referendum in modern Indian history, in independent India. So in this referendum, the people of Goa, once and for all, decided to have a distinct identity, to maintain our distinct identity. Now when we talk about distinct identity, we have a mother tongue, which is Kokani. We have got our ethos, which is different. We have our history, which is different from the rest of the country. So this makes us a very distinct and unique people. To maintain their cultural and their cultural and architectural heritage, our language and traditions and culture in a very unique way, to maintain it and to project it and to promote this is Goinkarpan. And the government which does this is a Goinkarwadi Sarkar. Earlier we used to say that somebody used to be Konkani-wadi like me, or Marathi-wadi like, let's say, Ramakant Khalap. Today all of us need to be Goinkarwadi, because the Goan is getting diluted. See, you have structures coming up which have nothing to do with Goa. It has nothing to do with our architecture. This is very bad. I feel we have to once again, why do people come to Goa? What is brand Goa all about? See, if you have sunburn happening in Pune, it may have the best infrastructure, but the sunburn in Pune is not equivalent to the sunburn in Goa. Why? Because brand Goa sells. That brand Goa actually originates from Goinkarpan. This Goinkarpan in the 50th year of our historic opinion poll has to be promoted, protected and projected very vigorously, and I hope the government will do it as has been promised by the Honorable Chief Minister. And I am going to be behind the CM to see to it that everything that we promised in the manifesto, which the Goan today says that can Vijay fulfill poll promises, I will see that most of my poll promises get fulfilled. But this should be part of a common minimum program, which will hopefully by the 14th of April be decided. and we will vigorously pursue it.
So on that note of Vijai Sardesai promising once again to pursue the Goikar Pond for Goans and the people at large, making Goa the brand that has been existing. I thank Vijay Sardesai for joining us this morning on the Good Morning Goa show, and I thank all of you viewers for watching this show, and request you to continue watching HCN for all the news and entertainment. Thank you once again.